Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, lots to do today. I have to drop off some senior bags today. Um, as you can see, our shelves are emptying out. but that's okay. We good. We still good. We still gonna be able to give the people what they need today. Thanks to you all. And speaking of which, there are people to say thank you to. I need to say thank you so much to Tracy. Tracy, thank you so very much. And I need to say thank you to Mercedes. Mercedes, oh my God. Sister, thank you. And to Renee and to Madeline and to Jessica. Jessica, I know you actually wanted that donation to go towards the Canada relocation, and it will. Thank you so much, baby. And to Nadine, same thing. It will. Thank you so much, Nadine. Thank you. And to Paris and to Tanya and to Tina, thank you all so much. Like I said, your donations came right on time. I have those bags in the back of my trunk ready to go. The funny thing about the senior bags and the mother bags, you'll go a long time, sometimes, days, sometimes a couple of weeks without anybody needing anything. And then all of a sudden, everybody needs everything all at once. You know why I think that is? I think it's because of the flyers that we have in places around the area, like the rec center, grocery stores, stuff like that. Sometimes people will see them, they'll take one down, and then they'll kind of pass it around. And then the next thing you know, you're getting several calls all at once. That happens. So, but when it does, we're, as you can see, we're good. We're able to give people what they need, and I want to hurry up and get to doing that and come back home. The library pantry, we'll be able to put some fun things in there for the kids, thanks to some really generous people. Thank you so much. I know you all don't want to see that library pantry go away, and this is me just, when I mention that, this is me just preparing y'all for, the worst. Reality is reality. We can't always, sometimes all we can do is just our best. We can't always do what we want to do because, like someone so rudely pointed out yesterday, we are in a recession. We are. I do video after video where I mention that. I'm intentional about mentioning that we are in a recession because a lot of people don't understand that we are. I know that we are. I understand that. And people do what they can, when they can, where they can, how they can. I get that too. I get that too. If ever you feel like, because this platform is how I keep the library pantry going. And the people that follow me and the way I put out content is how I earn my living. It's how I pay my bills. I ain't never held y'all up on that. I ain't never pretended that it was anything different than that. And if I've somehow come across that way to you all, I want you to know that this is me saying to you that this is what it is. This is what it is. I try to be as transparent and as open as I possibly can. But no one, baby, nobody is telling you that you have to support anything that is happening over here. As a matter of fact, feel free to just leave. Just leave. It would make things a whole lot easier for me, and it would make things a whole lot easier for you if you didn't entertain things that upset you. I don't, but then again, that's part of being an emotionally intelligent adult, and I know that not many people are capable of that. Speaking of which, I had a conversation yesterday. That's how this whole thing got started, where I said, I no longer want to be here in America. We've made the decision to leave. We've decided, actually, what our first decision was to go to Mexico. 2 years ago, we had settled on Mexico. And I really thought about that. And mind you, this is for those of you all who live in Mexico, Black people who live in Mexico who are following me. This ain't nothing about you. Please, y'all got to learn how to stop projecting on me. This is not me. This is how I feel. It has nothing to do with you. The reason why we got away from Mexico and we opted for Canada, was because I try to be someone that thinks about the big picture. And at the end of the day, I know what gentrification has done to Black communities here in the U.S. and what gentrification is doing to brown nations when it comes to Americans who are trying to escape what's happening here and going over there. And they are putting their American dollars up against Mexican pesos. And we are coming over there and we are pricing those people out of quality of life. And that's just the truth. I'm not making it up. I'm not lying to you. It's the truth. I've had these conversations with my girlfriends, and my one girlfriend, Tawana, said, you know what, you would be the one to think about that. But if you listen to the people that's there, they've been saying it. They've been saying it. While, yeah, tourism and tourism dollars are wonderful and it helps their economy, when we opt to stay there, we displace a lot of those people. And they can no longer afford to live in their own communities. And if I don't like it when white people who have more money do it to my community here in America, I am not, me personally, I'm just not comfortable going over there and doing that to other people. My spirit not completely comfortable with that. Now people said, well, you can go over there and you can give more than you take. You know, I'm always about that. But I was still, until I had a solid plan in place to figure out how I'm going to do that authentically and ethically, I'm not feeling doing that to people. That's just me. And like I said yesterday, we have our reasons for why we're now looking to Canada. Funny, I have been to Canada no less as a native Detroiter than 1,000 times, maybe 2,000. I wouldn't be lying there. It's so easy to cross over from Detroit over into Canada. We did it all the time. It was the easiest thing in the world to do right up until 9/11, when they, made their requirements a lot harder. Well, a little harder. And mind you, I didn't think that it would be easy to relocate to Canada, but I definitely didn't think that it would be hard as it's turning out to be. I have done so much research all day yesterday. I couldn't even get out of my garden because all I did was research how we can obtain permanent residency. Then what we needed to do when that looked like that was going to be extremely difficult, what we can do to get temporary residency, and what kind of visas we needed, what kind of background checks that we needed, what kind of police clearances we needed. And there's so much paperwork, and there's this one form that you have to start with. I think it's the IMM 008 form. And it's just form after form after form. And then you have to set up online accounts to keep your paperwork and checklist all in one place. And mind you, I'm doing this for 2 people. Now, yeah, I could tell my husband to do his own paperwork, but if I want to make sure that it gets done right, I know, and that it gets done on time, and that all the fees get paid, and everything needs to be done, and I'm not hearing an excuse as to why this didn't get done or why that didn't get paid, it's best to just do it myself. Yeah, there are going to be things that I'm going to make him fill out, but men are men. They are who they are. And I don't have time to let this man hold me up because he feel like he got a good enough excuse to, to not do what it is he need to be doing. That's a man for you. But anyway, it's a lot and it's very overwhelming. I did join that one group that so many people on TikTok especially told me to join. And some people mentioned yesterday in the comments, and no one in that group out of like 25,000 people have ever moved from the US to Canada, so it's no help there. And I have been following some YouTubers that have been, that specialize in moving from the U.S. to Canada. There's so many people who have been discouraging. Much more people have been encouraging. Y'all were amazing in the comments yesterday. I only had 2 really nasty people. And then over in the room, I had someone that kind of said something that made me take down my whole post, literally. And the reason why I took down my post is because I was really getting an attitude, because I was specifically asking if anybody had moved from the U.S. to Canada or knew anything about it. I had so many comments and literally nobody, not an answer. I don't know why people will answer a question that they don't have an answer for, but they do it. But I had one person be very discouraging. And it is what it is. People, Black people, we really do suffer from a crabs in the barrel like mentality when it comes to one another and each other's successes. And I don't know, I'm going to always just root for Black people. That's just how I feel about it. And it's hurtful that there are other Black people that want to see you fail. And it's hurtful that there are Black people out there that don't want to see me leave because they might not be able to leave. And it's hurtful that there are other Black people that would try to put it in the minds of Black people that do want to help me to relocate, to not help me. And it is very hurtful that there are Black people who just want to see me fail in this endeavor. And I don't know. I can't recall a time when I wished the downfall of another Black person that was trying to do something that was in their own best interest. For me to root for your downfall, you got to be a horrible person. But you know what, honey, starting with my very own family, I've had people rooting for my downfall for a long time. It's nothing new to me. And I will navigate around y'all too. You're not going to stop anything. There were obviously people who heard me and heard me be sincere. And they went to GiveSendGo and they contributed. And mind you, my husband and I, we were talking yesterday. And I said that one of the things that I want to make sure that I'm going to do is be transparent. I think that I've always been very transparent. It's why so many people trust me. I've built that trust. Whether I have fundraised for other efforts, or whether I have fundraised for other family, other people, other family units. And now I'm fundraising for myself. And that seems to be a problem for a couple of you all. And I don't feel a way about that. You are entitled to feel however you want. I'm never going to take that away from you. But disrespecting me because you don't like it, that's weird. Especially when you could just leave. But anyway, I'm going to film everything, even our trips to the library tomorrow to do more research and the filling out of all that paperwork. Because I have a printer here in my office, but it's down and I don't know how to get it back up and I don't know anything about that. So it's just easier for me to go to the library and get that stuff done and, and just pay for the copies. And so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And if I can't film inside the library, because they probably don't want me doing that, I will at least take pictures. And like I said, I'm going to take you as far as I can go on this journey is as far as I'm going to take y'all with me. And we will be fully transparent. The only thing that I'm not willing to talk about is exactly why we picked Canada. And the reason why I'm not willing to talk about that is because maybe I'll talk about it and those will be member-only videos. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not that deep. It's just that when you have these conversations, then people, they want to have bad faith arguments with you. Well, isn't Canada just as racist? Racism isn't the only reason why we're opting to leave the U.S. There's lots of reasons behind that. Racism is but one. Looking at the way my people are being treated is one reason. But look at the way disabled people are treated, children, the poor, women. It's all relevant.